Okay, this little e-reader is a perfect example of what the YouTube comment section can do to you. Welcome back to another video, everyone, and today we are talking about this game changer little e-reader, the XTEINK X4. I'll talk a little bit about the hardware and software, some thoughts that I have on it using this now for a little bit. I did flash the Crosspoint firmware on here. I'll talk a little bit about that as well. And then I'm going to dive into how I've been using this e-reader and how it's actually changed using an e-reader for me and been just this completely different thing than any other e-reader that I've used. And for those of you who may be new to the channel, my name is Stephen Foster. I make videos about tech, reading, journaling, notebooks, sometimes photography, coming again in summer 2026. But recently I made a few Kindle reviews, and in every single one of those reviews, I got messages from you guys about this little e-reader, the XTEINK X4. And just to give you guys a size comparison here, this thing is really small. Here it is next to the Books Go 6, I think. Yeah, Books Go 6. This is the base model Kindle here. This is a Kindle, I guess from 2024 base model, 6-inch screen versus this 4-inch screen right here. Oh, this thing's actually on. Hang on a sec. So this is a 6-inch Kindle here. This is the 4-inch XT4 e-ink. I'm just gonna call it the X4. I also have just the 7-inch Kindle Colorsoft right here. So wow, this is a completely different category size device. Right off the bat, we got to talk about the fact that this is running an ESP32 board. What that means, if you're not technical, you don't have to worry about it. If anything, that makes your life a little bit easier because this particular board is becoming more and more common sort of in like the creator space, maker space, people making little gadgets and devices with these kinds of tools, similar to like Arduino or like the Raspberry Pi, which just means it's easier to find software running for it. There's a community that's already sort of come up that have built the Crosspoint software that runs on this device, which I'll talk a little bit about here in a sec. The resolution on this screen isn't particularly high. It's, I think, 480 by 800. So it is a more affordable device. I think I picked this up for about $60, $70 US. There is no backlight on this display. The refresh is a little bit slow. And as far as input goes, this is not a touch screen either. So you have these two rocker buttons here on the bottom. You have a rocker button on the side. You have a sort of sleep wake button here at the top side. And then you have a small reset button here along with your micro SD card slot. This particular X4 came with a 32 gigabyte card already in it, which was nice. And there's a USB-C port here on the other side. The back of this device does have a magnet, which I'm not a huge fan of. I have seen some people put these like in their wallets or actually in their pocket notebooks using a magnet. I've just been throwing this in my pocket or throwing it in the pocket of my pocket notebook here. It's the Paper Republic Le Portfolio. I can just slip that right in there, fits right in there, no problem. And away I go, off to the coffee shop to read, right? Now, if you've seen any videos already on YouTube about this particular device, you've probably seen a lot of people talk about Crosspoint, which is the firmware that it seems like most people are putting on this device. The stock firmware really wasn't, it left a lot to be desired, let's put it that way. I basically booted it up, cruised around it for about 5 minutes and realized, nope, that's not what I wanted. I put the Crosspoint firmware on here. It was one of the easiest things I've done. You just go to the little web page that can flash the firmware on here, and within 5 minutes I had it down. No technical expertise needed. Now there's a ton of settings here in the Crosspoint firmware. This is the home page you'll end up on once you get some ebooks on here, which what I did was I used the micro SD card. I threw it in my SD card reader on my laptop and just copied a bunch of EPUB files over that I got off Standard eBooks, Project Gutenberg. That custom sleep screen that you guys saw here, the Argonath image from Lord of the Rings, I found on readme.club. So the community around this device is really something special. You can find a bunch of these little bitmapped backgrounds here, and it was just as easy as downloading that bitmap file, renaming it to sleep.bmp, throwing it on the SD card, and then going over to the settings and changing the settings to just say, hey, read my custom sleep background, and away it goes. You can set the cover of your book to the sort of cover of the e-ink file, but because I found a lot of book covers, especially if they were originally intended to be rendered in color in like a higher resolution, they don't look as good on this display, which is fine. As you can see, you get like a little thumbnail of the cover on the Crosspoint firmware here, and it's very easy to just use these rockers to go up and down and then select. So if I select here, I have some books that I've thrown on this device. I can go back to home pretty easily, Go down to recent books, file transfer. This is interesting. You can spin up a little web server on the X4 and just wirelessly transfer books from, say, your phone or from your laptop. I just pulled the SD card slot out and didn't even want to deal with that. There are a ton of settings in here. I've still been playing with this to just see like UI themes and font themes, and you can hide your battery status, show battery status. There's actually a lot of features here. You can change margins and how you do paragraph spacing and hyphenation. And right out of the box, the Crosspoint firmware is pretty solid. I haven't had to change much to just start enjoying reading. It's basically, this thing came out of the box. I checked out the base firmware for a second. I could tell it wasn't what I wanted to use. I put the Crosspoint on there. That took about 5 minutes. And then in about 5 more minutes with my SD card, I had, some books on here. Now, here for me is the most interesting thing about this particular device. It is obviously very small. I've been calling this like my Kindle Nano. I actually think if Kindle and Amazon and maybe even Kobo Books don't make a device this size, like this is going to be like the iPod Nano of e-readers. I think this is going to continue to be wildly successful. I hope Amazon and Rakuten and all the other e-ink companies follow this lead, because this is such a fun device to have. And I'll tell you why. Most books, say something like Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman, this is like a massive poetry book. I had the Penguin Classics collection of this, and it is like thick enough to probably stop a bullet. But to have all that here and just very easily go through these poems, this is one of those things that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about when it comes to this particular device. Yes, you can throw books on here. You can actually throw fairly large books on here like Leaves of Grass. I also put City of God by St. Augustine on here just to make sure that this could actually open a book that was just over a megabyte of text, and this actually handles it quite well. The one drawback being, though, that you don't have really any search function here, so you're kind of just reading linearly, which is fine enough for what this thing is. And that's really getting into, I think, the heart of this device. Is it's not just great for, say, reading like a novel or reading some nonfiction book, but if you wanted to read poetry and just have a little something, a little poem to read, you wanted to maybe have a short essay, man, on standard ebooks, there are, let me see if I can go find it. There are so many collections of essays, short stories, short fictions on there that I remember a few years ago reading Thoreau's essays. Let's see if I can pop them open right here. It's one of those things where it's like these essays are so bite-sized. They make for a really fun morning read or a read while commuting. So yeah, loading a book in here does take a moment, but then once you have it loaded up and it becomes sort of like the book that you're currently reading, you'll get the little thumbnail up here at the top. You can very easily then select the book once the thumbnail is done loading, and it'll pop right back up to where you were before. One caveat I will say for my particular audience with this particular e-reader is it does not support Greek out of the box, or at least I didn't see a Greek font in there out of the box. I do believe you could add it. I don't know how hard that would be. I haven't looked into it yet. I did throw the Didache on here just to check, and it will not render any Greek. The Latin, it does render somewhat decently. If you guys do want to support the channel, you can get my devotional Restored in the Rhythm, which has both the Latin and English sort of, just some of these most beautiful moments in the Bible captured in both the original Latin and in English. So if you guys want to support the channel, you can go pick up my ebook Restored in the Rhythm. I'll link it down in the description below. If you guys check the Crosspoint README on their GitHub page, it'll show you all the languages that are available. I know English, Spanish, and Latin seem to be fine. Greek, not so much. There are a few others out there that are supported on this device. So I want to finish this video by answering 2 questions that I've received, at least from friends of mine, when they heard that I was testing this device. The first question was, why did you go with the X4 instead of the X3? There is a smaller version of this now that XTEINK is making. I think the X4 is absolutely small enough, at least for me. I'm not a particularly large dude. I'm about 1.7 meters, 5'8" roughly, in American. I'm not a particularly large person. As you guys can see, I have this like next to like a passport. So you guys can see the size of that next to a field notes. I personally don't think I want to go any smaller than this. And then the second thing is, would I take this or would I want this over, say, something like a base model Kindle, which is only about $20 to $30 more. especially if you have Prime and you get free shipping versus having to pay for shipping for something like this. The short answer right now is this is becoming a very different device for me in particular. As someone who has regularly used the base model Kindle, has also been using the Kindle Colorsoft more recently, has used other e-readers like the books and a few others, which I do have some videos coming out for in a bit. Should this be your first e-reader? I don't know. I probably wouldn't recommend this as a first e-reader for someone, just because it's not the greatest experience compared to like the software experience on the Kindle or on, say, even like the Kobo. That said, if you want to read more, especially if you're like, you know what, it'd be great to start just reading a little bit of poetry or do a devotional or read some short stories, some short essays, and not spend any money on books, because there is standard ebooks out there. There's Project Gutenberg, a few other places where you can find free, legal, out of copyright, great books. You can also buy books directly from creators like myself and, you know, put those on your devices. Like my book, I sell it on Gumroad. There's no DRM on it. You can pop it onto this device very easily. I really like this. And if you just want something simple to read, free ebooks or ebooks from your creator friends, devotionals, whatever it is, this is a really fun device. And especially having carried it around now, just in my little pocket notebook and doing a devotional on here, reading little essays and little bits of poetry. I am working on trying to get the Vulgate on here along with the sort of out of copyright Dewey Rheims translation as well. If you have any other questions about this device, let me know down in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And if you end up picking up one of these little e-readers, let us know in the comments below what's your favorite thing to read on a little e-reader like this. With that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. If you haven't yet, please do so. It does really help me out. And be kind, both in life and in the comments below. Like this video to send good vibes across the internet. We will do it again soon. Later.